That could very well be the most sensible thing that has ever come out of that floppy-haired Muppet's mouth. What do you reckon? Hi, it's me again, and do you remember that big petition that was going around a little while ago? I talked about it. I'll put the link that I did to the video below so you can have a look at it. But it was a slightly different petition. Normally the petitions are scrap the TV licence, we want the TV licence abolished, stuff like that. And they never change anything. They've been talked about a few times, but nothing ever changes. But this one was about giving the people a vote on whether they want to continue this funding model or not, which I can support 100%. I thought that might actually make a difference. Supported it. The government has now responded to everybody who signed the petition, and I thought maybe if you haven't signed it, you might like to hear what the government has said about it. So we'll take a little look at it together, shall we? It's the first time I've read it too. So this is an email they sent to everybody who signed the petition. So, the government has committed to maintain the licence fee funding model for the duration of this charter period until 2027. Yeah, as I said, you're not going to get any change to the TV licence until the charter review in 2027. It's just not going to happen. The licence fee model will be reconsidered ahead of the next charter review. The requirement to hold and pay for a TV licence is set out in the Communications Act of 2003 and the Communications Television Licensing Act of 2004. A television licence is required to watch or record or receive television as being broadcast on each other. We all know this part of it anyway. Right, where are we? The licence fee funding model was considered as part of the Charter Review of 2015-16. The BBC Charter Review consultation received over 192,000 responses and found the majority of the public did not want to see a change in the way that the BBC is funded. 60% thought the current licence fee model did not need to be changed, and only 3% of respondents supported a subscription model and 1.5% advertising. As a result, the government committed to maintain the current licence fee model for the duration of this 11-year charter period until 2027. So let's take a look at this paragraph here. So what it says here, in 2015-16, they asked 192,000 people how they thought the BBC should be funded going forward, and 60% agreed that the TV licence fee model was the best way to do it. Now this is 2015-16. BBC didn't have such a bad reputation then, and also who the hell had good enough broadband to stream HD video then? I'm pretty bloody sure that I didn't at that point. But now I've got 300 megabit per second. You know, I can stream 4K all day long. You know, things have changed. Look how far technology has come from 2015 to today. It's not even that long, and technology's moved on massively, and the BBC hasn't moved with it. I mean, who had a Netflix subscription in 2015? I think I tried it, didn't like it, it was just crap, and I never bothered. But now they're leading the world in new productions, aren't they? They just are. And the BBC are not. So I think if they did this review for 2027, I don't think you'll get anywhere near 60% of people thinking the licence fee model is the way to go. I would imagine it's going to be a huge shift in public opinion if they run that survey again. Will they? Oh, it's a tricky question, isn't it? Because they won't get the answers that they want if they do, I don't think. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. Do you think if they run this charter review in 2027, when technologies move forward even more, that people will still think it's fair to pay that money per year for a television licence fee? Because I don't. Right, what's the next bit say? However, we have been clear that ahead of the next charter set to be introduced in 2027, we will undertake a detailed look at the licence fee model itself and introduce any necessary reforms. The Prime Minister said in 2019, funding out of effectively a general tax bears reflection. You have to ask yourself whether that kind of approach still makes sense in the long term, given the way other media organisations manage to fund themselves. That could very well be the most sensible thing that has ever come out of that floppy-haired Muppet's mouth. What do you reckon? In addition, the BBC has committed to consider and explore whether elements of subscription have a role to play alongside the core licence fee funding model, as it aims to develop and test the scope for additional sources of commercial revenue. The results of this will feed into the next charter review. Right, let's go back over that bit again. At no point in there did it say it was going to hold another charter review consultation like it did in 2015. It just said, we will undertake a detailed look at the licence fee model. At no point did they say they're going to hold a consultation. And that's what this whole petition was about. It was about giving people a vote on whether the licence fee model should continue. And at no point have they said, yeah, okay, we'll look at that. No, they're going to decide for themselves. So I'm going to skip straight to the last paragraph of this. If you want to read the whole thing, what I'll do is I'll copy and paste it and I'll put it in a comment. So if you hit the community tab, if you hit my name below this video where it says ChilliJonCarne, hit that, and then it brings up my page, and you can hit the community tab and you'll see in there, I'll paste all this in and you can read it all if you care to read it. But I'm sure most of you got this by email anyway, didn't you? So the final paragraph, the government is also currently in the process of determining the level of the licence fee from 2022. The government is committed to greater transparency in this settlement. In line with this commitment, on the 10th of November, both the Secretary of State and the Minister for Civil Society, laid written statements in Parliament formally announcing the process. On the same day, the government published the formal commissioning letters to the BBC and S4C requesting their financial information and will publish further formal correspondence where appropriate. The Secretary of State will also lay his determination before the House to allow time for parliamentary debate before the settlement takes effect in 2022. Don't expect anything to change in 2022. It's not going to go down, the TV licence fee. It may not go up. They may just freeze it for a couple of years. I think that's probably quite likely, just to try and score some points with people out there. But they're not going to change it. They're not going to do anything like that. This midterm review is just so the government can add more editorial control to the BBC because they don't want another Bashir. My phone's ringing, hold on. Yeah, don't get excited about anything big happening in 2022. It's not going to happen. The fee's not going to go down. It's not, and it's not going to go away. And it doesn't look like they're taking the 2027 Charter Review very seriously. One thing I will say is, for the first time in a long time, I have been watching the BBC because of the football. Not at my house. My mum has a television licence. She also enjoys watching England play football. So I've been spending a lot of time at my mum's house and I've been watching all the football. I don't mind a bit of international football. And one thing I will say is they're talking a lot that you can watch stuff live. So, you know, at the end of shows and that, they say, and you can watch this on BBC One at 8 o'clock. They're also saying, watch it on BBC One or stream it live now. And on every show, they're saying, streaming now on iPlayer. They are starting to lay the foundations, I think, for iPlayer to be a much bigger thing than the broadcast channels, as we've been saying, or as we've been hoping for. I think they're starting to lay the foundations now. And they're going to start putting more and more emphasis on BBC iPlayer. I haven't watched BBC in years, so it's the first time I've really noticed anything like this. And it does seem different. Instead of saying, on BBC Two at 8 PM, you got this. They're saying, watch it on BBC Two at 8, and you stream it live on iPlayer and stream it whenever you want on iPlayer. And they're really pushing iPlayer. iPlayer's ranking above some of the stuff they're saying is on BBC Two or BBC Four, BBC Three, whatever. They're putting iPlayer above it. They're really pushing it. And I think they know what's coming in 2027, and they're starting to be prepared for it. They're starting to push iPlayer. They need iPlayer to be bigger, and they need people to move to iPlayer, and then they can start charging people to use iPlayer, because they know in 2027 they're not going to get away with having a new TV licence fee model set in stone for another 10 years or whatever it is. They know. They just know. Public opinion has shifted so much. If they run that Charter Review again, like they did in 2015, where it says 60% thought the current licence fee model did not need to be changed. Yeah? Do you think it's 60% now? If they asked 192,000 random strangers on the street, do you think 60% of them would say, no, licence fee's fine? Not in a million years, would they? But what do you think of this? Leave your comments below. We'll try and have a bit of a chat about it. I do read all your comments. I get loads and tons of emails, and I've got a job, so I don't get a chance to reply to all of them. But I will do my best, I promise, so we can have a bit of a chat about it. And while you're down there, hit the like button and the subscribe button if you haven't subscribed already, to keep up to date with all my other videos, and it really helps the channel to grow as well. Speaking of other videos, I'll see you in another video again soon. Thank you for watching.